Hillary Clinton's recent deposition, a procedural step in a legal case, has once again thrust a familiar figure into the center of a swirling political maelstrom. This isn't merely about legal testimony, it's about the enduring power of narrative, the strategic amplification by public figures, and the persistent undercurrent of theories that refuse to fade. The stakes are higher than a single court case. They touch upon the very fabric of how information is consumed, distorted, and weaponized in the public square. When a former Secretary of State sits for questioning, the event itself becomes a focal point, drawing in a diverse cast of characters eager to interpret, critique, or outright condemn. This particular deposition, while rooted in specific legal allegations, quickly transcended the courtroom walls, becoming a flashpoint for broader political grievances and long-held suspicions. It serves as a stark reminder that in today's media landscape, few events remain isolated. Instead, they are immediately absorbed into existing frameworks of belief and disbelief. The questions posed, the answers given, and even the silence surrounding the proceedings are all subject to intense scrutiny, not just by legal teams, but by a public increasingly polarized by competing versions of reality. This convergence of legal process and political theater creates a potent cocktail, one that demands a closer look at the forces at play and the implications for our collective understanding of truth. The echoes of past controversies, particularly those involving the Clinton name, resonate loudly, shaping the reception of every new development. This is not just news, it is a continuation of a long-running saga, where every chapter is scrutinized for deeper meaning and hidden agendas. The deposition itself stemmed from a lawsuit alleging a conspiracy to link Donald Trump's 2016 campaign to Russia. While the legal specifics are complex, the public narrative quickly simplified, focusing on the perceived culpability or innocence of key figures. This legal battle provided fertile ground for political commentators and elected officials alike to re-engage with long-standing criticisms of Hillary Clinton. Representative Lauren Boebert, for instance, has been a vocal proponent of narratives critical of the Clintons, often leveraging her platform to question their past actions and current legal entanglements. Her statements, frequently delivered with conviction, resonate with a segment of the electorate already predisposed to skepticism regarding establishment figures. Simultaneously, online personalities like Benny Johnson have consistently engaged with these narratives, often presenting them through a lens that reinforces existing political divisions. Johnson, known for his provocative commentary, plays a significant role in shaping how these events are understood by his audience, often framing them as evidence of systemic corruption or cover-ups. It is within this environment that older, more fringe theories find new life. Pizzagate, a baseless conspiracy theory that emerged during the 2016 election, falsely alleged a child sex trafficking ring operating out of a Washington, D.C. pizzeria, with links to prominent Democratic figures, including the Clintons. Despite being thoroughly debunked and leading to real-world violence, the theory's core tenets, or variations of them, continue to surface in certain online communities and are occasionally referenced implicitly or explicitly by figures seeking to discredit political opponents. The deposition, therefore, became more than a legal event. It became a stage where these disparate threads of political grievance, media commentary, and persistent conspiracy theories converged, each reinforcing the other in a complex feedback loop. The legal questions surrounding the deposition centered on the allegations of a coordinated effort to disseminate disinformation. Specifically, the lawsuit sought to uncover the extent of involvement by various individuals and organizations in generating and spreading claims about the Trump campaign's alleged ties to Russia. Hillary Clinton's testimony was crucial in this context, as her campaign was implicated in some of the initial funding for research that led to these claims. The deposition aimed to clarify her knowledge, involvement, and the decision-making processes within her campaign regarding these activities. For the legal team pursuing the case, her answers, or lack thereof, were critical to establishing intent and responsibility. However, outside the courtroom, the focus shifted dramatically. For figures like Lauren Boebert, the deposition offered an opportunity to frame the proceedings as further evidence of what she and her supporters perceive as a pattern of misconduct by the Clintons. Her public statements often distilled complex legal arguments into easily digestible political soundbites, designed to galvanize her base and reinforce a particular worldview. Benny Johnson, operating in the digital sphere, then amplified these interpretations, often adding his own layers of commentary and speculation. This interplay between formal legal process and informal political commentary highlights a critical challenge in contemporary information environments: how facts are established in a court of law versus how narratives are constructed and disseminated in the court of public opinion. The legal system operates on evidence and due process, while political discourse often thrives on assertion and emotional appeal. The Clinton deposition became a prime example of this divergence, where the pursuit of legal truth was overshadowed for many by the reinforcement of pre-existing political convictions. The implications of this dynamic extend far beyond the immediate legal outcome. The persistent re-emergence of figures like Hillary Clinton in legal contexts, coupled with the immediate political framing by figures such as Boebert, contributes to a cycle of distrust in institutions. When a deposition becomes a vehicle for relitigating past political battles and fueling conspiracy theories like Pizzagate, it erodes public confidence in both the judicial system and the political process. The constant recirculation of debunked theories, even in subtle forms, creates an environment where factual accuracy is secondary to narrative coherence for certain audiences. This phenomenon is exacerbated by the architecture of modern media, where algorithms can prioritize engagement over veracity, allowing emotionally charged content to spread rapidly. The involvement of figures like Benny Johnson in amplifying these narratives further complicates the landscape. Their platforms, often reaching millions, can transform a niche legal proceeding into a national political spectacle, shaping perceptions and solidifying partisan divides. The challenge lies in distinguishing between legitimate scrutiny of public figures and the propagation of unfounded claims. When the lines blur, as they often do in these situations, the ability of the public to make informed decisions is compromised. This isn't just about one deposition or one political figure, it's about the health of democratic discourse itself. The ease with which complex legal matters are reduced to political talking points, and the readiness with which these talking points are then infused with conspiratorial undertones, represents a significant hurdle for any attempt at fostering a shared understanding of reality. Ultimately, the Hillary Clinton deposition serves as a powerful case study in the ongoing battle for narrative control. It underscores how legal events, no matter how technical, are inevitably absorbed into broader political and cultural conflicts. The strategic interventions by figures like Boebert and the amplification by commentators such as Benny Johnson demonstrate the deliberate effort to shape public perception, often by connecting current events to long-standing grievances and even discredited conspiracy theories like Pizzagate. The enduring lesson here is the critical importance of media literacy and a discerning approach to information. In an age where narratives can be constructed and disseminated with unprecedented speed, understanding the motivations behind the messages and the sources from which they emanate becomes paramount. This isn't about silencing dissenting voices, but about fostering an environment where factual accuracy and evidence-based reasoning can prevail over speculation and misinformation. The legal system will continue its work, but the court of public opinion, influenced by these powerful narratives, will continue to render its own judgments. As citizens, our role is to critically engage with the information presented, to question the framing, and to seek out diverse perspectives. The future of informed public discourse hinges on our collective ability to navigate this complex terrain, separating the substance of legal proceedings from the shadow play of political theater and the echoes of persistent, unfounded claims. This ongoing dynamic demands vigilance and a commitment to understanding the forces that shape our shared reality.